Hello, I'm a Stake Indexing Director, and today I want to show you how to index the U.S. California Northern District Naturalization Petitions in FamilySearch Indexing. Now, this is a fairly straightforward project actually, but I'm seeing a lot of confusion on several points that I'd like to go over with you. So the first thing we're going to do is look at this petition for naturalization. I'll go ahead and mark it normal. Go to Form Entry. Now, we need to index for these either the principal or relatives, and each document will have a principal, and we'll do that one first. That's the main person, the person who's being naturalized. Okay, then we have the filer certificate number, and on these petitions, that's that big number up here at the top, 120592. Now we have the principal's given names. In that case, we find that here. It says Jesus Silvestre, and then the surname. Now we have here a case of an alias. So I'm going to put first Gonzalez and then or Diaz. Now what we need to do is make sure to look through the whole document because we're going to see there's additional aliases for this individual. We go down here, we see that he was admitted under the name of Jesus Silvestre and then Gonzalez-Diaz, so that's different, or Gonzalez Diaz, and then we go further down that he wants a name change to Silvestre Jesus Gonzalez. So we're going to need to change, also add an alias for the given names, or Silvestre Jesus. Okay, so you see it's important to check the entire document for all the aliases. Now we'll go on to fill in the age. And we find that on this particular type of form, the age is not given, although it is on other forms. But I'm going to blank it here. We do not calculate the age. Now we have the birth date, was born on March 26, 1934. And birth town or city is Monterrey. Then it says Nuevo Leon, but that is not the city or town. That must be some other type of district or something, I'm not sure, but we're not indexing that. Next we index the country, Mexico. And finally we have the event year. This is another point of great confusion. It simply says in the field help, type the most recent year that was written on the document. So we need to look through, we have the birth date 1934, then we have that he was admitted to the US in 1947, he served in the Army from 1954, and that looks like that's the last date, so we're going to put 1954. Okay, you need to look through the whole document and simply take the last date that's written. Okay, next we would go on and index any relatives which are listed, and for some reason lots of people are skipping this. I'm not sure why, because it says right there. So we're going to index the relative. We have here the name of the wife, so that's the spouse. We have the name Ana Mendoza and the surname Gonzalez, just Gonzalez this time. We don't know whether Mendoza is her maiden name or not, so we have to treat it as a given name. Okay, her age is not given, and then her birth date on this type of form is also not given, although there are other forms on which it is given. Okay, so that's that. Then we would, if there were any children, we would index them. But this person has no children, so we're going to go ahead and just blank, blank. Okay, that's all for this form. Now, the next type of form of document that I want to show you is this. Okay, here we have, it actually has two types of record on it. This one image has the affidavit of witnesses and the oath of allegiance. The instructions tell us not to index the affidavit of witnesses. Those are not the principal or any relatives. We are only to index the oath of allegiance at the bottom of the page. Once again, we have the principal first, and generally there is only one principal in these oaths of allegiance. The filer certificate number, that will usually be down here where it says certificate number issued. This particular one, the petition was withdrawn, so there is no filer certificate number. I'll blank that. Okay, next we have the principal's given names and surname. And since this is a signature, it's kind of hard to make out exactly what the names are. And I'm going to use this little trick of using the of showing the previous image, okay, because that is going to have the name typed. Now, I'm not going to index from this page. I'm simply using this as a kind of help, an aid for me to figure out what the name says. So it says Carlos, so I'm looking at the signature now, Carlos, and then Odak, and then the surname is Magahis. Okay, now if he'd only signed it, for example, C. Magahis, then I would only have written C. I wouldn't have written the whole name. But since the whole name is here, I can use the typewritten name to help me figure it out. Okay, I'm going to close that. Now I'm back here to the oath of allegiance. There is no age given, no birth date, no birthplace. The event year would generally be here where the oath of allegiance was sworn, but since this was withdrawn, it says down here 1957. I'm going to use that date. Okay, so that is that type. And finally, what I want to show you is if you get something like this, this is an affidavit in support of petition for naturalization. And if we look at the project instructions, it tells us only to index petitions for naturalization, naturalization certificates, declaration of intention, and oath of allegiance. So this is not one of the document types that we are told to index. Therefore, this, go back to header data, this would be marked no extractable data image. Yes. Okay, this simply does not get indexed. Okay, so those are the types of images that you may see. There may be others as well. Just be sure to check carefully the project instructions and the field helps, and to index all of the information that is on the document. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun with this.